Ladies and gentlemen, good day and welcome to the Premier Roadlines Ltd FY24 earnings conference call. As a reminder, all participant lines will be in the listen-only mode. There will be an opportunity for you to ask questions after the presentation concludes. Should you need assistance during this conference, please signal an operator by pressing star, then 0 on your touchtone phone. Please note that this conference is being recorded. We have with us today the management team of Premier Roadlines Ltd, Mr. Virender Gupta, Chairman and Managing Director, and Mr. Samin Gupta, Director and CFO, who will represent Premier Roadlines Ltd on the call. The management will be sharing the key operating and financial highlights for the full year ended March 31st, 2024, followed by a question and answer session. Please note that some of the statements made in today's discussion may be forward-looking in nature and may involve risk and uncertainties. Documents relating to the company's financial performance are available on the website of the stock exchange and the company's investors section. Trust you have been able to go through the same. I now hand the conference over to Mr. Virender Gupta. Thank you, and over to you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Virender Gupta. Thank you for joining us on the very first call after the listing. We hope you all got a chance to see our investor presentation uploaded on the stock exchange. We'll be sharing key operating financial highlights for the year ending March 31, 2024. But before we begin with the updates, since this is our maiden call, some of you might be looking at the company for the first time. We'd like to take this opportunity to brief you all about our business model. Established in 2008, Premier Roadlines Ltd is a logistics service provider that provides tailored logistics solutions to marquee clients in various sectors. We broadly provide 4 services, which are project logistics, over-dimensional, overweight, contracted integrated logistics, and general logistics. I will explain what we do in these verticals. Project logistics, handling an entire project from planning of dispatch, choosing vehicle type, meeting daily placement targets by the customers then on a bulk basis. Over-dimensional, overweight consignments is goods that exceeds the vehicle's dimensions, hence they require added security, safety measures during transport to ensure that the consignment is in good condition, and we offer facilities up to 250 metric tons. Contracted integrated logistics services provide integrated logistics services to clients with a contract is of maximum of 2 years. These include vehicles ranging from 1 ton to 30 metric ton. This type of general logistics, this type of service includes auto contract, spot bidding, transportation, etc. The nature of goods in this service type can be spares, accessories, and other full truckload basis, including transportation to hilly terrains, material related to exhibitions, etc. We differentiate ourselves from our peers on the back of superior service, due to which we have managed to win a diversified, reputed clientele, serving clients across the Indian subcontinent and serve various industries in the energy, power, oil and gas sector. Some of our esteemed clients include Tata, L&T, KEC, and a lot many more. It was the retention of customers and long-standing relations that enabled the expansion of business and growth of our operations. We are also focused on technological infrastructure in the company, as having a robust ERP system helps us in outsourcing large fleet from small third-party operators with ease. Last year, we moved 19,851 vehicles on a pan-India basis. Each of these vehicles were mapped with our GPS tracking software to give real-time visibility to our customers. Going forward, we plan on expanding tech activities to provide and streamline large-scale activities. We believe that the logistics sector has many tailwinds in its favor. Some of them are renewable energy sector, oil, gas, and other direct link with infrastructure growth of the Indian economy. Having been in this industry for so many decades, I firmly believe there are many good times ahead for us for the logistics industry in India. I will now request Mr. Samin Gupta to provide his thoughts on the quarter as well as provide some updates on financials. Thank you.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Now I will begin with sharing key highlights and numbers for the year that ended 31st March 2024. The total income of FY24 stood at 229 crores, which was up by 19% year-on-year, with the EBITDA at 21 crores, up by 63% year-on-year, and increased our margins by 250 basis points year-on-year to 9.3%. This was due to focus on higher margin project logistics and over-dimensional cargo services that we gave to our clients, and also attributed to the technology that has helped to cut down the cost by bringing efficiency. Our 3-year CAGR for revenue is at 34% and PAT is at 101%. We have healthy return ratio with our ROE at 38% and ROCE at 27% in FY 2024. Debt to equity at a comfortable level of 0.9 times. On the operational front, we fulfilled 26,460 orders and served 940 customers with the average revenue per order at 86,373 rupees. The IPO proceeds will further aid the company's growth as this was for the repayment of debt, which will result in strengthening the balance sheet and reducing finance costs. Purchase of vehicles for commercial purposes and meeting working capital requirements will definitely help scale up the operations. Thank you all, and we can now open the floor for question and answers.
Thank you very much. We will now begin the question and answer session. Anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and 1 on their touchtone telephone. If you wish to remove yourself from the question queue, you may press star and 2. Participants are requested to use handsets while asking a question. Ladies and gentlemen, we will wait for a moment while the question queue assembles. We have a first question from the line of Yogeshwar Saini from Moonshot Ventures. Please go ahead.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes.
Congratulations, sir, for the good set of numbers. Basically, I want to ask what is the bifurcation of revenue in the vertical of contracted logistics service, which we have for 2 years, and project logistics services.
So thank you so much. The bifurcation that we have currently is a very estimated figure. So for project logistics and ODC consignments combined, we can say it is up to 50 to 60%. And for contracted, it can go up to 30%. But these are not exact numbers. We are in process of having a system where we can derive at complete and concrete numbers and accurate to the last decimal. So once we have that in place, we will publish them to the stock exchange accordingly.
Okay. My second question is, can you give some revenue-wise breakup of top 5 customers, or what are your largest customers? Because what I can see from your presentation is we have a very long queue of some big players like Tata, KEC and all. So I just want to have insight on what kind of revenue we generate from big players.
Understood. So we are not dependent on any specific customer, and every quarter I would say our top customers keep on changing depending on the orders that our customers have in their hand, because we have many customers in our pipeline and many customers that we serve, so they keep on fluctuating. So I will not be able to name the exact numbers and exact customers which are our top clients at the moment.
Okay. And my next question is on as we were told, we are introduce some technological improvements and that increase our efficiency in revenues.
Yes.
And also, I just want to ask, is there any plan for such technological interventions like do we have porters where we can serve wider client-based requests for transportation of logistics and all? I want to ask is, can we have some?
Understood your question. Understood your question, what you're trying to say. So we do have something in mind, and in the next coming financial years, we will definitely do some tech-based app or maybe some sort of innovation where we can serve B2B clients. We aim to be a B2B company only, like Porter, like you mentioned, is a B2C also. They provide to direct customers. So we have some plans in the future. We might get into doing this.
Okay. That's all for my end. I will be in queue, and if some questions come up, I will again come.
Thank you. We'll take our next question from the line of Chirag Jain from Yogya Capital. Please go ahead.
Hi, sir. Good afternoon, and thanks for the opportunity. I had some basic multiple questions on the business part itself. So I will go ahead with them. So first part is on the tendering part. So how does a customer look at the tender part while giving a tender? Is it the pricing itself, or is it there are some special things that a customer looks at?
Hi, good afternoon, Chiragji. So the customer looks at various things, first of all. Obviously, commercially is one of the foremost reasons why a customer would pick an LSP. But the other factors are also involved in marquee clients where we operate in and where we want to focus in the future also. And those aspects are the service quality that we give, the reliability that we have in services, the safety equipment that we use. So these are, as a package, it is the order is given to us and it is awarded to Premier Roadlines Ltd.
Okay. So a customer issues a tender, or it is a negotiation on one-on-one basis?
So tender is widely used in terms of government orders is what I'm aware of. So we are not working for any government clients. We are working for private sector. So in private sector customers that we operate in, we have for contract logistics, they float once in a year or once in 2 years a set of requirements where they note down, they let us know that these from point A to point B we have these many truck requirements. You please give us a quotation and your service types. So we give them our rates for that for contract. But for project, they give us a list of equipments that has to be moved, and then they let us know that you have to be present on this particular online platform to bid for it and win the contract. So once that is done online, then we go to offline negotiations, and then we show our credentials, our reliability, and our company profile and our past work. That is how we get the job.
So how is the hit rate of our company in terms of the tenders we submit and how the orders we get in hand? So that was that I was trying to figure out.
See, we do not have any right metric to get a right number about the hit rate and everything. But if we want a tender, if we want a job, we are able to get it.
So, for example, you bid for 100 contracts. Okay, you get out of that 20, 30, 40 something more.
So, understood what you're trying to say. So, we only bid for contracts where we know we can get it. So, I would say around 80% is our accuracy in terms of getting it. So, we are only bidding where we know it is our expertise and the customer will value, the kind of history and the kind of reliability we offer.
Okay. So, and margins we kind of target for?
Depends on the service type. So if it is a project logistics and over-dimensional cargo, obviously the margins are higher. And if it is a normal general logistics and contracted, then margins are slightly lower. So talking about project logistics, it goes upwards of 12%. And talking about general logistics and the contracted logistics services, it starts from 10% and goes upwards, depending on the situation and the contract.
So why are margins lower around 7? It has been in previous years around 4, 5, 6. So I was trying to figure out that because you mentioned that your segment margins are range between 9 to 12. So why don't we see something on that, and why is the dip around 4%?
See, earlier, like we mentioned, there was not many technological advancements in the company. So there were a lot of human involvement and a lot of, I would say, a huge burden on the salaries part and human manpower part. So that is why the margins were not, we were not able to give good numbers out. So now we are, because of the technology available and everything, and we are serving such marquee clients. So where there's an entry barrier, we're able to get out some good margins also from them.
Okay, understood. So what would be the segment size overall that you target for, and what is our market share in this segment? Rough estimate.
Segment type, like our service type, or?
No. So for example, you target B2B logistics, and also in that part you target for moving machineries or heavy parts. So how much is that segment market size in total in India that you cater to? Okay, first is that, and how much is our market share?
See, we haven't done the entire market study, how much exact number the market is having, and what the exact number is, and our market share. Our market share is, I'm not too sure with it, but definitely we can come back to you after we have the metrics. So you can write to us or maybe Stellar, and we'll get back to you once we have these numbers.
Got it. Sir, next question is on the fleet of vehicles. So how do we book our vehicles that we have? So do we book in advance that we would be booking any vehicle for a minimum number of days, or it is on order specific basis?
See, there are two ways how we book. Number one way is that we have some small fleet operators and owners which are in touch with us since many years, and we do have agreements with them, and we do have mutual understanding with them that your entire fleet size is supposed to be managed by us. Number one is that. So their entire fleet, so if example, if one person has, say, 10 vehicles, so that person, that owner deploys the 10 vehicles to Premier Roadlines Ltd, and we are responsible for the up and down load or whatever. The second thing is the spot time. So if I have a load available from Delhi to Bombay, say, so our ERP has a set of owners, numbers and details and each and everything that will send a message to all the owners and drivers available in that area, and then they will be engaged through our traffic managers, and then we will procure, do our value addition by following all safety protocols, checks, and by doing thorough checking of each and every part of the vehicle, be it the documentation, be it physical verification, and then we proceed to the customer's premises and we load the consignment, and then it goes forward.
So in terms of percentage of orders delivered in FY24, so how much would be the contracted vehicle versus on an order-to-order basis? That was what I was trying to figure out.
Contracted is more than order-to-order basis. Order-to-order basis is something that we are looking to, get down also in the future. We want to have contracted and project. I mean, we do want fixed businesses in the future, in the long run. So, if you see in the past 2-3 years, we will be soon publishing the data on the exchange as well. There has been a decline in the general logistics in terms of spot business. There has been an increase in contracted and project and ODC businesses as well.
Okay, so 78 to 80% would be the contracted part.
Correct. Or probably even more than that.
Okay. Sir, next question was on the related parties. So, they compete with us, or they are complementing us? So, could you give some color on that?
They are complementing us.
Okay, so they don't compete with us in the B2B segment?
No, not at all. So as I mentioned earlier as well in the call, we are serving to only marquee clients where there's a huge entry barrier. So not any logistics company can go to them and ask for work and get immediate entry. So it is because of the long-standing relationships we have and the reputation and the service that we give that has enabled us to, start business with them. So where we are serving with our, we are competing with apple to apple companies.
So sir, my question was on the related parties of our company. So that was my question regarding to. So the Ritam Roadlines and PRL, so they don't compete with.
No, they can't compete because they don't have that much finance and that much of volumes to enter that customer that we are serving. So they can't compete. Is what I'm trying to say.
Okay. So last question before I get back in the queue. There was a company listed about until 2014, Premier Auto Finance. So what was the reason behind the company going back from the delisted from the exchange, and why didn't we relist it? So from a corporate governance point of view, we wanted to look at it.
We do not have any direct involvement in that. And to give an answer to that, you can write to us, and I can probably mail the entire reason and everything on mail.
Sure. That's helpful. I will get back in the queue.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Before we take the next question, would like to remind participants to press star and one to ask a question. The next question is from the line of Raj from Arjav Partners. Please go ahead. Mr. Raj?
Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
Please go ahead.
Yeah, am I audible?
Yes.
Actually, I wanted to know the breakup of sales for FY24.
Hello, good afternoon. Like I mentioned earlier in the call as well, we are not having the exact breakup, and we are currently working on to have a metrics where we can give exact numbers to the last decimal. So once that is out, we will definitely upload it on the exchange.
All right. And I also wanted the EBITDA percentage of. I also wanted to know segment-wise EBITDA.
Sir, we do not have that data available right now. We will shortly do it, and we will shortly upload it on the exchange.
All right. All right. One more thing I wanted to ask is, how much is the order book for FY25 and for FY26?
So companies like us, we do not work on order books. We do have contracts. So by contracts, it is from point A to point B. We do have binding with our customer that if they have any requirements of transportation, they will be utilizing our services. And therefore, those contracts they are not quantifiable. They do not have any figure mentioned in them. But on a ballpark number, I can give you, we have around 100 crores worth of contract already in place for FY 2025.
Sorry, I just skipped on the number part.
100 crores. 100 crores.
100 crores to be executed for FY25?
Approximately 100 crores we have contracts.
All right. And further, do we have any scope for improvement in the EBITDA of the company overall?
Definitely, yes. We are trying to cater to customers where the entry barrier is even tougher, where the competition is lower, and we are trying to increase our offerings in project logistics and over-dimensional cargo. That is where margins are also slightly higher.
All right. And how much would be the CapEx required for FY25 and for FY26?
I do not have an exact number in hand at the moment. I can get back to you regarding this.
All right. So your business model is such that you don't own the truck.
That's right.
But you have a contact with the fleet owner, and that fleet owner owns that truck.
Correct, sir.
All right. And how are the terms between you and the fleet owner? Like, is it commission based or how is it like? I would like to know that.
It is not commission based. We give them, for example, if you were a fleet owner and you have associated your fleet with Premier Roadlines Ltd. So if I am charging the customer, say 1 lakh, I give you 80,000 or whatever the markup. I leave the markup and I give you that money. That's it. So there's no commission. It's just I'm hiring from you and giving it to the other person. There's no commission.
There's no commission. All right.
Yeah.
One more thing I wanted to know, regarding the earlier participant who highlighted, there are two unlisted companies which are said to be the same line of business. So what business these companies actually do?
They're also into road transportation. They're also doing road transportation and logistics, but they are doing into they are catering to, I would say, a second line of customer where we do not want to work with Premier Roadlines Limited, because with Premier Roadlines Limited we only want to work with customers who value the name, who value the finances, who value the reliability, experience, and everything. And only customers where there's an entry barrier, where there's a good name, we work with Premier Roadlines Limited. For the others, some small traders or some small MSME companies. So that is where the operations are going on, which we do not have any direct involvement in.
So those two companies work for smaller clients compared to
they work for micro companies. I mean, just
micro companies. But still, this becomes an issue for the investor. If they think about investing in a company, you already have a company in a similar line of business, and where the entry barrier is not that much high, as you talk about. But this becomes a concern for any investor, I think.
Understood. So that is up to your discretion, but I'm being transparent and giving you every information up to my knowledge, sir.
All right, that's fine. Actually, I also wanted to ask, are you confident of maintaining this sales CAGR for FY25 and FY26? Or do we
Absolutely.
expect to have higher execution?
Absolutely. Expectation is higher, but we want to maintain the past performances, the ratios of increase.
All right. So I think your sales growth was around 34% CAGR it has grown over last 3-4 years, I guess.
Correct.
FY25 also we can expect a similar growth like this or a higher number?
Yes. We want to maintain the same the growth level.
Same growth level. And are we expecting an increase in the EBITDA from 6-7% to a higher number?
Expectations are there, yes.
All right. And accordingly for FY26, do you expect a higher EBITDA over FY25 percentage terms?
We want to continue the same trend.
Continue the same trend.
Of increment, yes.
All right. Okay, sir. I hope all right, sir. All the best. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Next question is from the line of Prince Chaudhary from Pink Wealth. Please go ahead.
Am I audible?
Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah, well, I have a couple of questions. First one is the percentage sharing with your vehicle owners. I didn't get that part. How much percentage you keep and how much you give to the vehicle owners?
In terms of profits or numbers, or what are you asking, sir?
In terms of numbers, percentage, whatever. You said you have an agreement with the vehicle owners. So how does it work? Can you please tell us?
I explained earlier also, the agreement is what we have. For example, if he has 10 vehicles, then those 10 vehicles will be running in our system. So if we have any load available for those 10 vehicles, we will be utilizing those 10 vehicles for to and fro movements. So that is the kind of agreement that we have with the vehicle owners.
Okay, but suppose you have a contract of 1 lakh, that how much you share with them and how much you keep with yourself?
See, they get the market rate. So they get whatever the market rate is going on. So on an average, we are able to save, if it is a contracted minimum, if it is a contract, around 10 to 12%.
Okay. And another question, you told that you are entering into fleet rental service. Can you please give the status on it?
Fleet rentals, we've already bought 2 pullers and 18 axles. We've already bought it, and they're on the road at the moment. We are looking for opportunities where we can give them on long-term contract or long-term fleet rental. So once that is there.
Okay. How much revenue do we expect from this?
The revenue expectations per month can be close to 20 lakhs approximately.
Annum or monthly?
Monthly.
Okay. And the number of vehicles which we are going to own in this FY25 means basically how much vehicles we are going to add?
We are not going to add any vehicles, any more vehicles. We are into an asset-right model. We just wanted to own these type of vehicles in terms of whenever we need them and whenever we are in the need of our own vehicles. So we want to continue the asset-right model. We do not want to purchase any more vehicles.
All right. That's it from my side. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next question is from the line of Sanika from Sapphire Capital. Please go ahead.
Hello. Yeah, am I audible?
Sanika, can you use your handset mode, please?
Yeah, am I audible now?
Yes, you're audible now.
You can go ahead.
Yeah, so if I'm not wrong, you said that you're looking to get a revenue growth of 51% in FY25-26.
Ma'am, your voice is not very clear. You said revenue growth of?
31%?
Yes, each year, yes.
Okay, so can we say that this kind of growth will be reflected in our H1 results as well?
Very good question. So first half of the year is H1 is slightly slow for our industry because of heavy rains, and so we expect in the second half you can see the considerable growth.
So what kind of split do we have between H1 and H2? Is it a 40-60 or?
Ma'am, your voice is, it's echoing a lot. I'm not able to hear you clearly.
I request you to use your handset mode, please.
I was asking what kind of split do we look between the half? That is it a 40/60 or a 55/45?
Around 30